So the way we want to try to play this, right? Immediately I'm making passes back to the point because I want our defensemen, our two defensemen, they got to work on breaking out the puck. I think honestly the way we need it, unless it's like a quick transition like this, quick play, take a shot, great move, right? Good shot. That's all you need. All right. And this is a top, I think they're a top 10 squad, to be honest, the team that we're facing. So they definitely know, like, they have the chemistry, the flow. They're a top team. Who knows? I mean, I don't know exactly what their situation is. Maybe they had some new guys play as well, but you know, this is a top squad that knows what they're doing. So the only way to really play against one of these teams is just to really have a game plan that everybody's kind of going for. So all right, so here, this needs to be, I honestly think, you know, when it's not really established and we don't have guys moving, we just need to calm it down on the breakout, right? So when we have this puck, I would recommend him just turning straight back or dishing it to the other defenseman to kind of force the pass with nobody kind of moving forward, and therefore they're able to just get it based off a turnover. So great defense to recover, right? That's the main thing there. So again, two guys on him, right? It's not the best pass. That guy tried to sauce it with speed. We're kind of on him. Again, I'm trying to always pass it back to my defense if I don't have a clear lane to skate it out or anybody else moving. Quick pass up, quick pass to me. I, for some reason, wasn't able to do anything with it. That's a good pass by Eashl back. But again, it's a lot of this is just simply going back and forth because we're not settling the puck down. And that's what we need to be doing more of, especially our defenseman breaking out the puck. And then here, one thing I don't like, right? So the puck gets here. This was based off what? All right, so we forechecked. Applying pressure, you do get the hit off, so then it would make sense for somebody else to rotate down, which is good then by Kurt to play that. I'm on this guy. We need to make sure we're marking this guy. Stick with behind the net. I kind of wanted to just, I mean, I should have kept going for it, really, but I was trying to make my other guys try to handle it more as I'm just covering middle, because this is technically my guy here, right? Now the problem is where, like, what is the issue here? All right, so we're applying pressure here down low, which is perfect. You know, that's why the pass made it to here. TEAL then could also rotate down and also try to play him, right? Because there's nobody else in front. There's literally nobody else in front, so there's no reason to stick out in front. But the other problem is we have both our wingers down here too, and them being down here does absolutely nothing for us. I mean, there's really no reason for them to be down here. All right, so eventually you see, you know, Skizzy rotate back up, but this is the problem. Now you have two guys colliding with each other. And now if I was TEAL and I was trying to play this, I couldn't do that because my own teammates is in my way. I mean, and again, there's nothing that he's really serving himself, the whole team, by him playing back. Now he rotates back, but then, you know, and now they make a play back down low in front, right? He does back check, and that's exactly what he needs to be able to do. But if he just stays, like, we need to make sure we're staying into our, like, in our zone. We have way too many guys, you know, just kind of in each other's way, right? And we're not sticking to our own zone, right? Because it technically, I feel like it's man-to-man coverage in sixes, but it's also zone. It's through the lens of the zone, is through man-to-man, or is what man-to-man is, I think. Threes is more like tight on guys, stick with them, wherever they go, you go type of thing. Sixes, you can't do that because then you have like your winger down low covering this guy, and then you have your TEAL defenseman up here. It's like, it's more through the lens of zone, and we just gotta make sure the zones that we're playing, you know, we just gotta know where our areas are and then mark our man through that. So in this case, I feel like we need to make a box here. So the puck gets back to the point, that's fine. You would want then blue to then play up here, like top of the circle, kind of like a little bit outside the slot, or you kind of like angles back and forth, whatever. And then you have your other winger here, and then your two defensemen down low here. So this is exactly where they are. Good pressure there, just to kind of like keep them to the perimeter. A shot that goes off the post, and I think, wait, did that get tipped? No, so, or actually, it may have gotten deflected off the guy. All right, so you get it out, and now this is where you got to quickly make a line. And the only way to do that is if we're already in our area and we're not chasing. So this is the problem here. All right, he's fine. I mean, he's got to play more up here. He's fine in this area, but then we kind of rotate all down again. So now you got 4 guys down low, and then you get it out. Well, if we were to play, because ideally you want to have these 2 guys here. Of course, you want them to be further up because there's no reason to play so far back. Remember, PK, you could still attempt to hold blue lines. You got to make sure you're sort of getting into the zone earlier and setting up quicker. So in this case, you know, marking this man here, this guy's gonna go here, so yellow can kind of pursue him. And then, okay, so this is good here, but you just want these guys to be more here with the wingers. So wingers then would take outside, 2 defensemen would cover inside. And that's good, actually. I mean, that's gonna happen, right? They're gonna get into the zone. Quick give and goes, though, that's the only issue. And then they get a rebound score. So, I mean, kind of tough, you know. I mean, you got to make sure you're really sticking on the guys. I mean, I'm going to tie here. Kirk come in, Skillsy streak up. So the comm here that I just gave was Kurt come in, Skillsy streak up. So this has got to be a, you know, it's a set play. If you got guys, you know, 5 guys that don't normally play with each other, or even if you had a couple guys play with each other and the other guys not, it's always best to just give a comm in terms of what you want to look at. And I think the main guy that should be given that comm is the centerman. And of course, you're going to have somebody else give, you know, chime in, say, you know, what's on their mind, and that's perfectly fine. You need teammates that are willing to talk. It doesn't matter which position they're playing. But in terms of center draw, you want the centerman to take control of that. And plus, he takes control of a lot of the rotations in this game, the transition game. The center's got to be the best player in that. So a comm here. Let's see what happens. Goes in. All right. He lost it, but that was still a good play. If he were to get that, he would be able to pass that up, and then no problem. Okay, so here. Now we got to form out a breakout. The problem here with this is that if we don't get this puck... All right, that's fine there. But immediately when that happens... When the puck's there and we're bound to get it by the teal, we got to make sure we're going right back to our lane. So it's not just zone coverage when it comes to defense. Center here, left wing up here, right wing up here. Those are the lanes that we take moving forward out of the zone when we break it out. And the problem is we got nobody on the left side. We got 2 guys in front. We got 1 guy to the right. The defenseman's perfect. Because he's that option for a safe pass. Teal is going to play it the way he wants to play it in terms of breaking it out. Good pass. And we eventually find our lanes, but there's no reason why we have to force a switch here. Especially when there's no real chemistry between these guys. I mean, there's a little bit, but not like they've played many games together. And that kind of screws up a little bit with how we're trying to forecheck because... We're not in we're not in our lane. I mean, we have to trust each other when it comes to this. All right. Same thing again here. I mean, I could go all day with this. Now, yeah, we're overextending down low, but that's something that these guys got to work on. All right. So I'm actually not even in my spot. Technically, I should be covering this guy here if I'm playing red. So we're in a good lane, right? 3-3, you know. It's kind of tough to like really hold. I mean, you could say this probably on every play. If we play tighter, we were able to stay with our man, type of thing, whatever. We would be able to get this puck in the neutral zone. But that, where we get kind of coned right there, or we kind of get flat-footed, that's the one thing that we want to try to avoid at all costs, is that type of play. And hell, I've actually done that more times than I care to admit, honestly. But the problem is, right, we get caught a lot of times, 2 defensemen down low. And that gives the incentive for our wingers to also try to help. But in reality, they shouldn't need the help. If you have guys, right, Teal being here, right wing or right D here, I'm centerman here. If I keep this guy at the perimeter and we have like a winger here covering this guy, then it's just a matter of one-on-one with Teal on the puck carrier. Now, he forced the pass back to his defenseman and missed it, but that's not necessarily because we forced the play, you know? But overall, right, we don't want to go too much into the execution part, but just rather, are we in the right spot? And are we looking for the right plays? Because again, we keep getting coned here at the blue line, and that's more or less an easy fix. I mean, it's not as easy as it sounds. Just, you know, don't play so far up or something like that, or don't get coned at the blue line, right? How do you do that? You just gotta be a little more patient with the poke check. Instead of spamming it or really holding it out or trying to be aggressive with the blue line all the time, sort of pick your moments or work on also backpedaling while poke checking as well. So this is good, right? We have two guys, right? Two defensemen or two wingers of the point. We got the guys that are recovering, right? TEAL's playing a passive here, waiting for the next guy to cut because they've got a lot of guys in this area, right? Wingers helping down low. I can see why. He's going for the puck. He loses it. Then he races back to the point, and that's fine. All right, yellow's one-on-one here. And then we're marking our man here. So it's a pretty decent spot. Again, you know, coverage could be always executed slightly better, but the overall look that we're given is perfect. Good find. Wow. So that's perfect right there, right? Improvising a little bit. He had space. He had time. Gets the puck. He's got nobody really. He's the guy. He's got to wait for, you know, teammates to come in. Perfect LT. He is able to avoid the check here, which opens up even more time. Becomes then a 2-on-1, and that's a great time pass. Holy crap. Finds me back door, and that's the goal. So that's excellent by Skillsy.